You know those backbenchers, the legends, the cool kids, or the ones who create all the mischief in classes? Let's talk about their traits and what we as A students or smarty pants can learn from them. What's cooking sapiens? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Arham and I'm a 4th year medical student at the University of Oslo in Norway. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so, blah blah blah, you know the drill. And now let's get straight to business. Firstly, let's talk about the art of not caring, just not caring, or not giving a fish. Because these backbenchers, these cool kids, these legends, they are sitting in the back and they know what they are worth. They know their self-worth, they know their value. They do not let, for example, let's say exams or other, teachers or school stuff, homework, define their value as people or as people who might be able to achieve something in life, right? So failing an exam or getting, let's say, a D or a C in your exam does not mean that you are a failure just because you failed an exam, right? As most of us A students or, smarty pants and nerds like to think. Personally, I would like to give my own example. So for me personally, my entire identity was connected to being this, topper in the class, the one who gets good grades, the one who knows everything, the one who's like the genius or the big nerd or the massive nerd, right? So anytime I did not get any results that I wanted or let's say the top position in my class, I used to think that, okay, I have lost my identity because my entire persona was, revolving around the fact that I am the one who gets good grades. So my self-worth was directly linked to how my exam performance was going to be. Now, obviously, I'm not trying to say that you should completely ignore your exams and school and homework and, just sit at the back, be that cool backbencher and not care about school at all. That is not the point. But the point being that do not let external factors define your value, define your self-worth. Even if let's say you get an undesirable result on one exam or on several exams, that does not mean that you as a person are a failure or you are going to fail in the future as well when it comes to entrepreneurship and just other life or other ventures in life generally. I swear guys, I'm not even kidding. So I've personally seen students who, let's say, were supposed to be A students, right, always getting 90+ percentage on their exams, and then all of a sudden, let's say on one exam they get, let's say, 85% and a B on their exam, and I've literally seen them crying over that. Whereas you have these legends, these backbenchers who are happy, who are just dancing because they got a D, and they're happy with that because they were actually expecting to fail or flunk in their exams. So yeah, the point being that you should be happy with whatever results you get, because by crying, by regretting, you can't really change the outcome that has already happened. In short, guys, take it easy, take a chill pill, chill pill. The second trait that we should learn from these backbenchers is the art of taking risks, Okay, so generally in society we have all these, social norms, and that we have to act in line with these social norms and, what society is going to say, what people are going to think about you if you do not, let's say, become a doctor, especially if you're from a brown background like me. The point being that, guys, for me personally, I took a relatively safe path, right? So I knew that, okay, I want to become a doctor because I know smart at school. So I want to become a doctor, and hence that's a much safer path for me, because I know that, okay, when I'm a doctor, I'll be getting a reasonable salary, I'll have a good family life, I'll be, just chilling out and enjoying my life. But when you are the backbencher, you are not getting the results that society wants you to get in order to be successful. You are essentially taking a risk as well, right? And these people oftentimes end up having their own startups, having their own businesses, right? Because they act in line with their creative processes. And these legends often like to, think outside the box because they want to create their own startups, their businesses, their like entrepreneur mindsets. So they like to, do things which are outside of their comfort zone, which is extremely good. And I really appreciate that one trait. And the point being that, these people might not succeed the first time or the second time or the third time or even the fourth time. But since they do not let external factors or failures define their self-worth, they are never afraid of trying again, getting up and getting back on track, trying again, taking risks. So eventually they will succeed, and when they do, they're going to be pretty goddamn successful, right? You have all these huge or massive billionaires, millionaires, entrepreneurs in the world who are mostly like dropouts from college, from universities. You never see a doctor being in the top 10 list of the richest people or the richest men in the world, right? These are always people who took risks, who took chances and created their own startups. The point being that you should not be afraid of taking risks. So if you fall down, get back up and get back on track and, try again. So in general, when these people or these backbenchers are at school, they are actually considered as dumb, or the ones who are, not smart enough and are probably not going to achieve anything big in their lives because they are simply not getting the grades that they want, that the school wants them to achieve. You have people like Thomas Edison, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Walt Disney, and these were actually college dropouts, guys. Can you imagine that? And these have actually revolutionized or completely changed the world that we live in today. So the point being that there's a difference between being street smart and being school smart or college smart. And these people know how to work their way through life because they are street smart. They don't have to be school smart, like they don't have to be nerds, but they know how to, get through these barriers in life. And now that I actively think about it, I have a lot of friends who used to be backbenchers or these C or D grade students, and they used to acquire all these skills like photography, filmmaking, programming, hacking, music, guitar, piano, playing in bands and stuff like that. And these skills would really be helpful for them in the life to come, right? So their learning was completely independent of school. They were not dependent on school or on teachers to learn something new. They knew how to act on their creative processes. This is probably the third time I'm saying the same sentence in the same video. On the other hand, all I used to do personally was to learn from the books that we were recommended by teachers at school, the curriculum. That used to be my best friends. I did not know anything about other side hustles like guitar, music, programming and stuff like that. But now I'm actively trying to change these things, trying to learn about music, playing guitar, filmmaking, photography, editing, and had I realized this previously, I would have already worked on these skills when I was back there in school, instead of working at these now that I'm 24. Now that made me sound like I'm really old, even though I'm not. I guess I'm bald, but still, I don't know. Does that make me old? Now, these backbenchers are oftentimes the one who create the best memories from school as well, because they are the party kids, right? They are the ones who create all the mischief. They're the ones who make other students laugh in class. They're the ones who like to frustrate all the teachers, right? So these are the ones who the teachers hate as well, because, they are not the most obedient students. But the point being that since they do all that stuff, that is exactly what makes school life fun. And without them, class would be extremely boring. These people crack jokes at ridiculously, unexpected moments, and they're not afraid to get scolded. And that's, I think, the best part, because I was the one who used to be good at school, and hence almost every teacher loved me. But whenever, let's say now I meet up with my old friends who used to be backbenchers, what we now talk about, and all the memories that we talk about and still laugh at, these memories are the ones that they created, their stupid ass things that they did in class, and that's what we still talk about and laugh about. Nobody talks about my grades or my achievements in class and how all the teachers used to love me and all that stuff. The point being that these are the ones who create all these memories, and they just have fun without worrying too much about the consequences. So these people really live in the moment. Now, having said that, I still believe that we have to have a certain balance between being the one who aces all the academic stuff and between the one who who's the backbencher, the cool kid who does all the cool stuff. And finding that perfect balance, that perfect sweet spot, is the way to go. That's a wrap for today, Sapiens. I hope you found the video useful and fun, and if you did, then you might want to check out this video, which will surely add some value to your lives. And before you leave, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Take care. Peace.